Day 7. This is a view of my desk right now. Actually, for day 7, I wanted to do a little talk, kind of a plan of attack, if you will, for what my next step, what my next oath of moment is going to be, which I'll be taking here in a second. So, now that I've got all of the skeletons and zombies built, now comes the fun time of painting them. I have over 100 models, so I don't know if it's wise to make my oath of moment be that I'm going to paint all of them to the model. However, I think I can at least get them up to a place where they're playable, 3 colors and all that. A lot of you guys out there are doing some ridiculously amazing things, and I'm having a blast watching it. Oh my gosh, such cool projects going up. Oh man, and I can't even hope to get close to that level. So I'm gonna have to just do it on my do it to the caliber that I'm kind of expecting of myself, which will be to well, here, actually, let's just go through the plan. So I've actually got right here. This is that zombie that I actually had propped up last night because he couldn't stand on his own. I really appreciate everyone's comments, by the way, too. However, this guy, it's not that he's top heavy, because I noticed a couple of comments saying like you should weight him. Which actually I'll be getting to that, but he's not necessarily top heavy. What I was referring to is actually his ankle. His ankles were broken off. You can kind of see the glue there, shininess. His ankles were broken off, and so the glue was drying. And as I had him standing here, he would go slowly on his base, like on his feet. The base would stand still, and he'd just kind of lean forward on his ankles. So he's dry now, and he's standing up on his own. Good job, buddy. I'm so proud of you. We're all proud of you. Let's give him a hand of applause. A round of applause, rather. Oh, man. Alright, so anyway, I've got this guy sitting here. They're all pretty much cleaned. However, some of that black primer is still there. So what I'm thinking is that can actually work to my advantage to a certain extent, because I think if I do light enough coats on the base coat, the base coat and the like first layers, I think I can make that like kind of show through as like bruised flesh. And actually, Warboss Tay on one of his comments to me gave me that idea, and this one's for you, buddy. Bam! Tamiya, clear red. So what I'm gonna do is I'm thinking of, and please, anyone, if you have a better idea or a simpler way of going about it, I would love to hear it. So what I'm considering doing is I got this skeleton bone army painter. And what I wanted to do was base coat all of my guys with that, just like a light coat, so the bruising kind of shows through, the black primer, the former black primer shows through. Then when that's dried, paint all the gribbly bits and clothes and stuff, and then after that, just do like a quick, couple layers if need be, and then after that do like a wash with Tamiya clear red, and then at that point, if like they need any muddying up or something like that, I can do like a wash of not flesh shade, bleh. Tongue twister, Reichland flesh shade. There we go. But this stuff, Carroburg Crimson. When I was airbrushing Brian, I noticed this stuff is pretty muddy-ish looking, so maybe I'll go with that to give like a muddier effect, kind of dirty up the clothes and whatnot. But I'm thinking that might be all I have to do with these guys. What do you think? Think that's sufficient for a block of 39 zombies? The second plan I had was for the skeletons. What I'm thinking is to do another skeleton bone, to give it kind of a darker color and be able to cover up the remaining black primer, and then do a couple dustings of matte white, and then airbrush over some pale grays. Oops, pale gray. And then if we want to get them dirtier, do some flesh shade, or I don't want to do Carroburg Crimson. I think that would give it too much of a red hue. But anyway, like I said, I've never really painted before. I have all the supplies, so I don't know exactly how this is going to go. But that's kind of how I see it in my head. What do you guys think? Too much? Too little? Not using the right things? Let me know. Plan is to start on this tomorrow, and that actually brings me to the next part of the flick, the show, which is to do the next Oath of Moment. This is my trusty Badger 105 Patriot. Well, I can't say trusty, I've only used it once, but it was good that one time, I'm telling you. So this is what I'm going to be doing my Oath of Moment on, since this is kind of what I'm going to be trying to teach myself, well, with no small amount of help from the YouTube community and airbrush aficionados everywhere. But this is what I'm going to be trying to teach myself from the ground up to use. Just because I don't know, I like the idea of learning how to airbrush. We'll see. I'm definitely going to need to learn how to paintbrush like a real man eventually, but this is what I'm going to be using for the foreseeable future. So here we go. I promise to base coat the 2 blocks of skeletons and the 39 zombies by next week, and have them at least to a place where I can start putting the wash on them. So base coated and then blocked out with the main colors, and then at least starting to get the washes on them, and then we'll go from there. So that's my oath of moment. So that's my oath. Next week, Sunday, I'm hoping to have those guys all primed up and painting blocked and out and all that, and then maybe start getting some flesh washes on there. All right, now to the day 7 question. I don't know if you can see that. Doesn't really matter. I'll read it to you. Favorite moment in wargaming or role-playing? Describe it. Well, I've never actually role-played before. Not successfully anyway. We've had a couple of times when we tried, but it never worked out well. Either people took it too seriously, or people joked around too much, and then it just kind of fell apart. But I've never actually successfully role-played before. However, my favorite moment in wargaming, that's an easy one. It actually just happened recently against a friend of mine. We were playing a 2,000 point game, Orcs versus my Flesh Tears, and I got the Warlord trait where my Warlord was able to outflank, and my Warlord was Mephiston. So he, when I rolled for him, he came on the board on the side of the table where my buddy's Ludas were held up in this like closed, it wasn't even a ruin, it was like a building And they were held up in this building, and Mephiston rolled and came onto that side of the table, and he took one plasma shot from his plasma pistol, and effectively blew up the building, and then had the chain reaction happen, and he ended up killing like 8 or 9 Ludas out of his unit of 15, and then they ended up running off the table in his next turn, all with one plasma shot. He blew up a building and killed a unit of Ludas. That guy, he's amazing. So that's my favorite current moment in wargaming.